All right, 3, 2, 1. Well, we are here at Mining Africa convention here at Sheraton Hotel, and I have a pleasure to being with Brian. How are you, sir?
I'm very good, thank you.
Good. So you see you standing in front of a design that your firm and you personally created. Tell us a little bit about the inspiration for it.
Well, the idea for it was to create something that connects Africa and Canada. But not only just connect Africa and Canada, but find a way of getting each and every single country embedded into the brand and identity. So you have the Canada, the maple leaf, and the flag embedded in that, but we also have Africa and all the colors that are common in all of the African flags. So you have your greens, your blues, your yellows that represent different things. You have your black color that's always present in most of the flags, and then you have the blues. So that identity represents the entire Africa and Canada and the connection between the two.
I see. Well, it's very apparent. Tell us a little bit about the Canada-Africa Business Chamber of Business.
Yeah, so the Canada-Africa Chamber of Business goal is to promote Africa and to promote the connection between businesses in Africa and businesses in Canada, and to try and see how the two can work better together.
Now, obviously, technology is going to play a big role in that. Being the distance and the time zones and everything else. So tell us a little bit about how technology allows to facilitate those relationships.
Well, I mean, the chamber itself has a lot of initiatives to try and connect people, but with my company called Map Africa, what we're trying to do is use technology to connect Africans in Africa and Africans in the diaspora using technology. So think of Facebook for Africa and Facebook for Africans. So it takes all of those tools that are being used by people today and puts them into one place so people can communicate and talk. So it's almost becoming, I guess, a 55th country in Africa. So really a place where people come and they connect and they can do whatever they do within that space under their own terms.
So what's the other 50?
The other 54 are the rest of the African countries.
That's waiting. That's next in line.
No, I mean I'm just calling it a 55th country, but it's really just a metaphor. The other 54 are the rest of the countries in Africa.
I see. So tell us a little bit about your purpose and reasoning for being here today.
Well, my purpose and reasoning is that what's happening here today is exactly what I support. The idea that the African story, the African perspective is being projected in a very positive way, and the connections between Canada and Africa are being built. And that is something that is of interest to me. But I also sit on the board for the Canada-African Chamber of Business. So it allows me to see what's going on. And I sit on that board because I really have a very
we just wanted to take the
important reason to be part of that. It's something I love. It's something that I think is long overdue. And so that's why I'm here.
So the reason that this event is here in Canada, is it because they're trying to attack Canadian investment, or what else? Other reasons why would it be this mining convention be held here in Canada?
Well, I think it's held here in Canada because there's a huge concentration of mining prospectors, mining companies, mining investment in Canada. But there's also a big connection between those companies and Africa. And so this is providing a platform for people to talk and for organizations. So you see there's a lot of government representative, company representatives. So it's almost a level playing field for everybody to talk and to collaborate without any barriers. So it's perfect for that reason.
Good. So in closing, because I know you have to go, but in closing, what are some misconceptions people have about the current mining situation in Africa, and what can people do to be part of the explosive development in industry?
Well, I mean, there's always a question of whether resources should be taken out of the ground and utilized. I argue that there is a need to have sustainable development, and sustainable development that helps the organizations, that helps the people that are living within those countries. And so the need to have those conversations about building socially responsible organizations that are able to actually access those resources, but access them in such a way that it allows the rest of the community, the people to benefit, and future generations to benefit as well.
Amen.
So I think mining is great if done well.
Amen. As in all things. And what can the role of those, let's say those of African descent living here in Canada, but of course anyone else, what role can they play when it comes to being part of this, like I said, the explosive mining industry in Africa?
Well, I think is to take part, to be not a bystander, but to be involved and to bring ideas. Not everything is perfect, but to bring ideas to see how those ideas can turn into something great. So a lot of times we tend to stand in the background and wait. I think it's important to engage and to actually find out how one can support some of those initiatives, and also how one can bring ideas to make the whole process better. So and this is why I'm doing it as well. I'm not going to be a bystander. I'm going to participate. I'm going to learn, I'm going to bring ideas, I'm going to educate when necessary, but the whole idea is to not be a bystander, but to actually participate.
Well, talking about people participating, and it may not be the easiest thing, a little easier said than done. I know you have a wonderful app that people can use. Will that help connect people to some degree?
I hope so. The whole idea behind it was exactly that. We built the app because the perception you get of Africa in the media is always negative. And so the idea of the app was to get Africans to actually start telling their story. To start sharing their knowledge, start sharing their ideas. So basically that's what we're trying to do, is create a platform that allows people to share and bring ideas. And to have an African voice out there, and a place where Africans connect. And maybe participate in these kind of events, maybe bring ideas to some of these events. That's sort of the main objective, and that's the idea.
And the name of the app?
Map Africa. So it's Map Africa, spelled M-A-P-P Africa. So MAP stands for Music, Art, People and Places of Africa.
Wow, exciting. Well, thank you so much for your time, Brian.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.
Oh, that was